Understandable.
Alright, boys, we are live. The first thing I'm gonna do is send the link to. 1 second. Hold on. YT. Alright. Okay. Alright, boys. So, this is game week review in tweets. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over certain tweets, certain like memes or whatever images I show you. I'm gonna point to one of you. One of you is gonna react to that, and then all of us are gonna like chime in, as we go. Um, I'm gonna start with the slides. This is game week 4, and the first game for the game week 4 is Southampton nil United 3. I'm so Vamsi, you're really happy with this because it's been it's been a very underwhelming start to the season, which is basically I can say the same about United for the last 10 years. But but yeah, this is the today. I mean, this game was better, right? Like, what is your quick thoughts about this game?
Yeah. Oh my God, haven't seen United win in a while, dude, even this season. So good to get the 3 points. Yeah, good to see all the boys. Good to see Marcus on the score sheet. Oh my God, like he's been needing a goal for so long. Delict after whatever he did on international break. Also, bright start, I guess. Second start, he looked good on the first start. Not bad this one. Ahmad looked really good. So just like feel like the pieces are falling together a little bit more than the last 2 3 weeks. So yeah, overall can't complain, dude. Can't complain at all.
Enough paper over the cracks or actual progress? Wow, that's a long pause.
No one
As
really
expected.
knows.
Can you hear me, Abhinav?
Oh, sorry.
No,
Was it a
I
question
just
for
asked
me?
you. Yeah, I just
Oh, okay.
asked
I thought it
you
was a question
for.
for Vamsi. Sorry. Okay, no. I see. I think if you look at the first 30 minutes or so, I think you can see how the penalty miss changed the game entirely, and you can see how open they were. They're being overrun in the channels on the left, and I think uh, with Dallo, I don't think he's a makeshift. I mean, he's a makeshift left back, and I don't think that's working out very well. They definitely need a left back. But if you look at the overall result, and I think that's very uplifting for them, especially after what happened, the same scoreline, what happened before the international break. So in that sense, maybe I think United can take some bit of confidence from all of this. But I mean, the main thing is consistency, right? I think till they kind of keep up with these performances and churn out these results consistently over the next couple of weeks or so, I mean, no one's going to be very happy about how things will be progressing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Dude, Nirav, there is no progress. The end of the year, maybe we'll win a cup. Like that's it. I mean, if we don't do anything more than that, then clearly there is no progress because that's what we've been doing the last 2 years, right? So
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
I
Ten
thought we
Hag
would
will
be
stay and
positive.
he'll scream about it in the press conferences.
wait, what was the
uh,
last time you won anything?
Can't hear you, mate.
I'm sorry. We'll save some space for banter. Let's go on with our review. Okay, tweet number 1. Total football. Onana getting 8.7 stars. What do you think? Onana against Southampton is basically Bruce Lee. What do you think, man? He's been saving some pens, right, Vamsi?
Yeah, dude, I watched this video. That should have been a meme. Like when he was on international break, this whole crowd of people just like not letting him leave the stadium. I feel like all the Ugandan fans are like, bro, if
Yeah.
you don't do well, right, you're fucked. Like they'll mob him doing the wrong things. So,
Not Ugandan, bro. Cameroonian. You don't even know your player's
uh,
country.
fuck off. All the Ugandan
just,
fans
just
showed up at the game, bro.
Oh, Ugandan fan showed up.
Showed up at
Oh,
the
okay,
game,
okay.
yeah, at the game, and they
Oh,
were like all doing the same thing that he was experiencing back home.
Right.
Ugandan United
I
fans,
think
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Ugandan United fans. You remember? I think they were doing all sorts of these prayers and everything just before the season started with United. There were all these memes in the social media that okay, everyone's kind of has a get together and then praying to the or I don't know. I think it's a picnic or something, just basically praying for United. I think that's devotion. But again, what Vamshi said, definitely they are basically making sure Onana doesn't go back.
Dude, it
This is
was
the
a good
night
penalty
cartel,
save,
Adam. That's
TBH.
how it works. We have set our roots in Africa. You can never. Actually, Chelsea's pretty big in Africa too. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Chelsea's pretty big in Africa. I was going to say, wait till you see Chelsea African fans. You'll forget
Yeah,
the ones that you
I
have
think so.
witnessed by now. They're
Yeah, yeah, because so many players, right, in the early era, so many African legends. But yeah,
yeah.
do you think he's a penalty specialist, Avinav? Would I say, would you put him there like he's good? I know he does a lot of like random shit like this. Uh,
Exactly. No, I think first of all, it's a poor penalty. I mean, he took. I think that guy took like what 50 seconds. He paused for a lot of time. I think he was basically doing his mental gymnastics within himself. I think it's a very pretty poor penalty, I would say. But again, credit to him that he saved it. But I don't have confidence on anything Onana does, man. I think everything seems to be by fluke. I mean, yes, he can save some shots. Yes, against Liverpool, he'll save some things. I totally get it, but I can't. I mean, I can't see the guy who is the goalkeeper of the champion. I think before he joined United, he was with in Inter Milan. I think he was this. He saved everything. He was this person who got him to Champions League final in a lot of ways. But I don't see anything of that resembling in United. I think everything seems like either he's, average at best, or he is flukish and then he does his clownish errors. I have no idea where how he can progress. Again, as Vamshi said, I think it's all coming off as very random.
yeah, that's true.
Dude,
Um,
I mean, it's not the first time he's carried a team in a Champions League. We've seen it twice, once to
Mhm.
the semi-final and once to the final. But what was good, like for them to go there, was there's a clear play style, and Inter Milan plays amazing defensive football. Can't say that much about Ajax. Lucas Moura scored a hat trick against him. That that took them over. But I mean, Onana was not great in that Ajax game. I went and watched the game back, and he was not that great. So he does have these big game
Peaky
moments.
moments.
Yeah, that I don't know. He needs competition in the squad. That's the only way you can iron that shit out. And
Mhm.
maybe signing someone like Unai Simon, right, at United, it was probably the right move. He can go off against Raya for the Spain spot, and then obviously Onana is competing for the number one spot. And Onana is not as good as Unai Simon coming off a Euro win, and he's just also a penalty specialist, saved the
I
order of
love
sport.
how Onana did something great and we're still shitting on him, which is like basically
Very telling.
how his, yeah, very telling of him. Anyway, like he still had a good game. Man of the match.
I think
Going,
I think it
go
might
ahead.
be an unpopular opinion, but Anana is a great goalkeeper. I think for goalkeepers to perform well, they need to be in a very good mental state so that they can concentrate, which is not an environment that's pretty much available at United. Because the dude was doing fantastic at Inter. I wanted Chelsea to buy him. Like he and that AC Milan goalkeeper Magnum, they were like two of the top goalkeepers in those season or two. But I think the environment at United or whatever it is, like there's chaos.
That is
So
chaos.
probably
All right. Going to the next step. Next cards. Delict scoring a goal, and Ahmad having a great game. Um, Vamsi, what do you think about Delict's first start, man? Quick.
Uh, to second start. First start was Liverpool, right? He looked really good on the Liverpool
I
game.
mean,
This
sure.
was this was a much better performance, like from him. I expect him to replace Maguire in the starting lineup. So yeah, I mean early days, but honestly, if he can even like reach to the at least a glimmer of the potential he showed throughout his career, he's
Mhm.
been at top clubs. There's a reason top clubs wanted him, but I just want to know why. Like, I don't want to find out the reason why all the top clubs let him go at United. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what I don't want to find out. And honestly, it has everything to do with Ten Hag. It's up to him to set them up really well, especially like in the first phase. And having Licha and Onana, who two people who know how to play that Ten Hag style football,
Yeah.
should help. Even Mazraoui, his ex teammates, all of them.
Arham, I'd like you to react to this meme. Pedro Neto with 16 goals, but Delict with 29 goals.
I think
What
I
do you
can
say?
create a similar meme with John Terry's goals and any of Arsenal's or other clubs' top strikers. I think it is
Bro,
very
why are you bringing me in, bro? In this, like, what is this?
that was just an
Keep it to
example, mate.
United,
Like
bro.
any of United's forwards or like whoever you name the player. So and also Neto has been playing for like Wolves. You know the haram ball and terrorist football that Wolves used to play, and De Ligt has been in top attacking clubs like Bayern Munich, Ajax. So I think that's pretty much says it all. So
Mm,
that's all.
okay, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Um, all right. Brereton Diaz has set a new competition record for the most Premier League appearances without being on the winning side. 18. He's lost his last 11 in a row. Are we buying him at United, Vamsi?
Checks all the boxes.
No, he didn't start at Ajax, so clearly we're not gonna buy him. But
I think we should send him to City because his record and Rodri's record has to match. There has to be something. There has to be a divine power which has to make Man City lose. We need this guy
Uh,
there. He can be Scott Carson's third goalkeeper replacement.
was this guy at Sheffield last year?
I don't know bro, where he was. He looks
I'm,
like he's from Sheffield. He looks like he's from the
looks
golden ages of Britain, bro.
Looks like
looks
Looks like
like
a Game of Thrones character sitting in
oh,
King's
dude,
Landing.
maybe he was at
Reading.
Brentford. Dude, he scored six,
Okay.
7 goals. Yeah, I think
Looks
Brentford.
very Brentford also.
Yeah,
His name
wait.
shithouses.
So
also has Brentford. Yeah.
yeah, so Brentford didn't win so many games last season. Wow.
I
Okay.
doubt he's. I think Vamsi is just saying things. You have to check, fact check before you say things on the pod. Okay.
He was at Sheffield, bro. I was right the
Yeah.
first time. Yeah.
Let's go. Ronnie has been speaking. Ronnie has been speaking a lot, and then Eric Ten Hag. This is a better love story than Twilight. So Cristiano Ronaldo and Eric Ten Hag, Man United manager. You cannot say that you're not gonna fight for the Premier League or the Champions League. You have to say like maybe we don't have the potential, but we are gonna try. You have to try. You have to say all of that. And Eric Ten Hag, in response to him saying that, he said that Man United can't win the Premier League. He said this. If you read the article very well, he's trying to basically Ten Hag is trying to put it all on Ronaldo. He says Ronaldo is far away in Saudi, far away from Manchester, so everyone can have an opinion. Vamsi, quick reaction.
This is the TMZ of football, bro. That's all I can say. That's all there is to
Dude,
say, bro.
Cristiano Ronaldo's YouTube channel is the TMZ of football now. So
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Honestly, I mean, love the goat, but I like that he still likes United. But just Ten Hag is not a likable. He just doesn't respond well to shit like this. You shouldn't be responding to shit like this if you're a United fan.
Exactly.
I don't know why he's doing all this.
No, I think
do you think
it's
Ten Hag reacts way too much?
oh yeah, I mean if you take by the I think the fact that he didn't even forget about the Garnacho offside thing, yes, I think I can see how good he is with reacting or not reacting. But I think most of the times these press folks just bait him, man. They bait Ten Hag into responding. I think why would someone come into a press conference before a game against Southampton and say, okay, Ronaldo said this? It's not in an official statement. There's some guy is randomly mouthing in his YouTube channel to his ex-colleague, and then you just get this up and say, okay, Ronaldo said this. What do you want to say? But I think he responded as well as he could, saying that okay, I don't care about everyone has an opinion. He tried to be nice, he tried to be normal, but still you can spin it in every way you want it to spin. But again, I think I have no idea why Ronaldo is even speaking about Ten Hag or United. To be very honest, Ronaldo doesn't care about anyone apart from himself. Sorry, Vamshi.
No, he only cares about scoring
United,
1,000 goals. He already said
exactly.
it on that podcast.
He,
Yeah.
yeah, he only cares about scoring 1,000 goals. He doesn't give a shit about Real Madrid, not Juventus, not United. People like to think that Ronaldo cares about anything else, but he doesn't. It's very clear his 1,000 goals. He thinks that he has video proof of all these 1,000 goals and all of that. He's an embodiment of himself. So I don't, he's just kind of baiting people right now. People are just picking those quotes and trying to kind of get reactions from Ten Hag.
Nirav, load 1,000 videos on YouTube, bro. So easy. Like for his new
Be the
channel.
devil's advocate, man. Do you think Ronaldo is talking a lot, like since he's retired, and in Saudi now bored with just Wi-Fi and nothing else to do outside?
I mean, he has to stay relevant, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think I don't think. Sorry, go ahead, Arun.
No, you can go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think basically at this point of time, he just wants to be relevant in any way possible. Saudi League is kind of, everyone knows what the standard of the league is. He knows his career with Portugal is close to coming to an end. I mean, if Roberto Martinez has any sort of balls, he'll bench him, he'll not start him going forward. And the fact that he's kind of created a YouTube channel and he wants to beat Mr. Beast or whoever has the most subscribers on YouTube. We think he's joking, but we also know that he's not joking.
He wants to
These
beat
are his goals.
everyone, bro. Everywhere.
He wants to beat everyone everywhere. I mean, that's good for him, but the fact that he just desperately wants to stay relevant, and then look at all of his comments on Pele and on the other things about the Portugal game, or the fact that he scored 2 goals, which are penalties in the Euros and all of that. So he's just trying to be relevant at this point of time.
I was
AJ
gonna say the
saying
same. I
Abhinav.
think he isn't.
Go ahead.
I think he isn't getting out of the main character syndrome, and he isn't getting that attention much in Saudi league. Like that's not pretty much relevant. So he's trying his best to stay relevant in whatever way possible. Like whatever limelight he can get by making controversial statements, he will do anything to stay relevant and be the main character.
You know what I would have really liked Ten Hag to have said? He should have just asked Ronnie to focus on winning the Saudi League.
You want, dude? You want Ten Hag? I think handle this okay. Like this is like that's what like AJ is saying. This response is one of the good ones. I agree with that because like it's this is not a it's he's not inciting anything. He's not opening things for a back and forth here. This is fine. He's like
Mhm.
No, I
everyone can
think
have an opinion.
that's very salty of Ten Hag as well. I think managers in these situations should just say no comments and pass away to avoid controversy for the club's sake more than anything else. Like it just brings unnecessary sort of attention towards the club. You just ignore him, and that's the best thing you can do to Ronaldo to hurt his ego.
Dude,
I
literally
guess.
no other club will have a press conference where the first thing they'll start with is what an ex-player said about the current team.
No, no, no,
Like,
no, no. Then you haven't
Not a
been
lot,
following
dude.
Chelsea's press conferences, dude. There's
Ask
not a
anything,
single
bro.
relevant
Anyone.
question ever.
Dude, Oba when he started saying shit in bars, if I feel like every manager faces this. It's not
That's,
like just
yeah.
with the Ten Hag. But then obviously Ronaldo's words reach a larger audience because that's what he's done. So yeah, AJ is saying, Abhinav bro, worry about your own manager. He is snapping just after one loss. I don't know.
We'll get to that. We'll discuss that in very much
I
details.
50% agree with this. All right. Yeah, not now, bro. We do it now.
Oh
Not then. We do it now.
no! No.
This is a shocker, man. This is the shocker of the game week. Did not expect this at all. All of us had Salah captain. And yeah. Liverpool nailed. Nottingham Forest won. I'm just gonna straight up go into the review. First 3 games.
I don't even know who the guy on the right is, but anyway, my thoughts.
Then
I
you
think this
haven't
is
watched
the
cartoons,
harshest.
bro.
I don't know this cartoon. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I think this is the harshest reality check you can get. Harshest welcome to Premier League you can get for any new manager. So I think the first couple of games and even the United game, we kind of overachieved a bit, especially given everything with the squad and with the new manager and all of that. And because I was expecting there'll be some time to settle in, maybe just kind of feel out what the Premier League is, because Ipswich were very good in the championship, and if the first game away to a newly promoted team, we thought we'll struggle a bit, given that we didn't buy any players and all of that. But somehow we kind of got through it, and then same was against Brentford and United. I can talk about it for hours and hours, but it's okay. United, we did what we did, but I think this is basically where we did not have when after we had the break, we did not have anyone clicking in the field, and that is basically due to the international break. And it's even the small passes which Salah does 99 times out of 100, all of those were missing. Salah and Szoboszlai, they were very bad in the final third. And the substitutions were not good. I mean, we were getting progressively worse after the substitutions as well. And I think, again, as I said, it's a big wake-up call for Slot. This is basically what Premier League is. You can't kind of take anyone for granted. And he kind of, as AJ was saying, I think he kind of did something of that sort in his press conference where he said, okay, Ipswich don't finish in top 10 or something like that. That's bullshit. Should not say that. So yeah, it's a good wake up call. I mean, I'm glad it happened right now, but not maybe sometime later. But okay, what is this? Liverpool did not even. Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at it,
Hmm.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that it looks like it was a quite a nothing game, and
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest has probably like just made it that way. Yeah, one of you boys, did you guys see the game, Vamsi Aram?
I watched the game because I had Salah cap, and it was annoying as fuck to watch the game. But to Abhinav's previous point, right? He set up very similarly to how he set up against United, and that setup against United was not perfect. United had some really good chances. Their finishing was just ass on the game. So
Mhm.
they got some free chances again on the counter attack here, Nottingham Forest. And dude, CHO, what a fucking finish that was. Sort of sad that was, like, it's super unlucky. Like it hit the post, like inside of the post. This could have been a nil-all game. But CHO, man, I think you can ask Aram to chip in on
Do
the
you have the
old CHO stuff.
buyback clause?
No, we have a sell-on clause, but
Of
seeing
course
that
you do.
performance, I think
You have
Bolly is
some
looking at
clause.
that. Oh,
There's
that's a youngster that's performing. Yeah, let's buy this guy. Who's this dude? We don't even know him, but let's buy him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think even our
Uh,
XG, right? I think even
like
if you look at the game.
Odoi is one of.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying Odoi is one of those players that was like one of my personal favorites. I
Hmm.
loved him. I saw him coming through the ranks in the academy, and he was the one guy. And I used to say that he's our Sancho. Like Sancho was at City's academy at that time while Odoi was playing for us. And I was saying like this is the guy who would be better than Jadon Sancho come at the time. But I think injuries and everything, he lost his pace and then didn't perform well at the loan that he had in Germany. So I think all of those factors contributed to him leaving Chelsea eventually for nothing. But really happy for him that he's finding his feet and performing well because love the dude.
Hmm. All right. Riddle me this, Abhinav. Why?
these these are the necessary sacrifices we need to make to humiliate United from time to time. I mean, if a humiliation for United is guaranteed after of the fact that we lose a home game or an away game, that's fine. A 7-0, 3-0 is totally doable, but it just kind of shows you, right, how inconsistent, how mind-numbingly painful it is to kind of go from that high of beating United 7-0, 3-0, and then losing to Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. It's I don't know, man. I don't know how you can make sense of it. This one, at least, I can say, okay, it's a new manager. Okay, we're settling in, sort of. It's not a transitional season, but the 7-0, you beat United. I mean, I know it was a bit fluky. At least 2 or 3 goals in the 7-0 were not supposed to go in, but they did. But losing to Bournemouth right after, it's just bad. And yeah, I mean, I think if you want to put before international break and after international break, Jesus Christ. I mean, the thing is,
Yeah.
if
It would be
if
interesting
once
to
one
see how many Liverpool players actually go to international breaks compared to other teams. Um, right? That kind of a
so
statistic, or like where they go. Do they have
yeah.
more players outside of Europe? Like they have what do you call whatever you call Diaz, whatever his pet name is.
Mhm.
He goes to all the way to South America. Nunez
Yeah.
goes all the way to South America. Salah goes all the way to Asia. So maybe that's a factor. I don't know.
No, exactly. No, but this Liverpool, I mean, this international break, Salah didn't go anywhere. Nunes was banned.
Okay.
Jota maybe played 1 or 2 matches that was in Europe. Lucho played. Okay, fine. McAllister was injured for the last second game. He only played one game against Argentina, for Argentina. And Gravenberch played, and he was in good form, and he actually performed well. I mean, what I don't understand is why would Slot do the same lineup again for the third game running, especially when you know that these guys have played so much, and especially when you know that there's a Champions League game coming up. There'll be some lethargy, there'll be people settling in and all of that. Why would you do what you do and not just give a chance for the other players? Because you have Curtis Jones, you have all these
Hmm.
players coming in. So at least like start Gakpo, start someone else, right? At least with Nottingham Forest, it's in your own words, it's it's not a top 10 team. So why don't you give chance to the other, you know,
Right.
fringe players? But
Yeah, true.
I'm
Alright.
curious, when are we gonna see
Yeah.
Chiesa, dude? I don't think he played on the. He's not getting the
yeah,
Italy call up anymore.
yeah. I don't think. I mean, I think his general match fitness, and I think he's still kind of doing this in going through trainings and motions, I guess. But maybe in the next couple of weeks or so. But I think if Salah performs the same way, I think we'll see him much sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now he's
Do you think he
holding
was a
the.
panic buy?
Of course.
No, it was an opportunistic buy. I mean, panic, no, not really, because we don't need
I
reinforcements
mean, look,
in attack.
opportunistic buys happen when you already bought many players. When you have bought
Yeah, exactly.
nothing, then that is called panic buy.
No, you
Yeah.
can you can say it's a panic buy because we haven't bought any defenders or midfielders. I get that, but we don't need reinforcements in attack as much as we do in midfield and
Right.
defense. I mean, it's a 12 million, 10 million pounds. I don't know. I think he's still on the same wages, and I guess I think it's a good buy. I don't think it's panic, but it's not needed. But we bought him, so might as well use him.
All
See
right,
how I
let's
baited you
go.
into talking about the midfield signing so I can brag about Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Lavia.
How how are you
Colville
guys
not
still
going your way.
talking about? How are you guys still talking about LFC midfield, man?
Zubi,
How? What?
Zubi, 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 Zubi,
Oh my god! But I think,
Zubi,
as you
Dubi,
said, I think
Doo, where are you?
who's that guy? Okay, anyway, so I think not buying a midfield replacement, not Zubimendi or whoever, right? I think we are going to run McAllister and suppose like to the ground by December, especially with this Champions League and all of these fixtures, and I think that's going to bite slot in the back or Liverpool back stuff in the back.
The more Soberslai plays, the more minutes he plays, the more he looks into the camera, the more his neck gets stressed, the more he might have no neck soon and
But I
can't
think,
smile
I
because he
mean,
has to
he's kind of underwhelming, man. Supposedly, I mean, what I expected from him when we signed last season, he's not even shooting properly. He's not even making any of these things. He missed a sitter against United. He missed a
don't
shot
worry.
against
There are
Nottingham
there are
Forest.
some there are some tweets criticizing your players. Don't worry, we're getting there.
Okay. Oh my
One of my
God! Fuck's
one of one of
sake!
one of AJ's favorite Twitter accounts, No New Things. He's a subscriber for life. Said that Liverpool have genuinely wasted two potential seasons to win the title because they couldn't find a top holding midfielder, not even for a double pivot. A big shame. Um, and Life of Brian says Liverpool paid 100 million for Darwin Nunez. The media is insanely quiet for the fact that he's absolutely and utterly fucking blah blah blah. Wout Weghorst with a ponytail. Curiously quiet in chat. I'm gonna go to Arham
This
first.
one
What
was
do you think
good.
about Liverpool's lack of holding midfielders?
Yep, I think whatever player they try to buy, Chelsea's like, okay, we need this guy. And the guy says, yeah, fuck Liverpool. I'll go to Chelsea. So I think Liverpool would be quite
Don't
happy that
sleep on
Chelsea are
Arham
now.
making everything about Chelsea. A simple question.
Challenge to Arham to
No,
not make everything about Chelsea.
no, but I think like Zubimendi would have been a top buy for them. Like really, I don't feel bad for them, but like it was bad for them that they got rejected by yet another holding midfielder. So if they got Zubimendi, their midfield would have been like, he's the kind of profile that they actually need right now. So, but I like the second tweet more like about the Darwin Nunes, and let's make it about Chelsea because like Nico Jackson is so shitted upon in the media, and he just costs I think less than one third of this, and he performs way better week in week out. And Darwin Nunes, I don't know how he escapes the criticism, but it is what it is, man. Like wow,
I will
Uyghurs with a
never forget.
ponytail, dude. This guy nailed it.
I will never forget or forgive me and AJ for getting insanely excited when Darwin to Arsenal that game was going on. I can't believe we were starving, bro. We were starving. But yeah, your thoughts on Darwin, Abhinav, like his progress at Liverpool.
I have exhausted my thoughts, patience, everything about Darwin Nunes. There is nothing to think about. The guy does what he wants to do. He is not someone who you can count on to do anything. I mean, even yesterday, man, I think he was introduced like when 68th minute or so. It's like, okay, Darwin, this is your time. Like you've not been starting the last 3 games. You came off. You got a good international break, and I think you settled in right now. At least go now and prove and do something. Nothing. There was nothing he proved. There's nothing he kind of offered for the team in the final third. He was not linking up with Szoboszlai or Salah. So I mean, at this point of time, it's just a matter of, you know, I don't know, everyone's kind of lost patience, but Nunes is not going to be that striker for a team who wants to win Champions League or Premier League. He'll be a good enough striker, backup striker for someone who wants to be in top four, which I think is what Liverpool is kind of looking for right now, at least this season. So that's probably why they kept him. But I don't, there's nothing else to be said about Nunes. He cannot be counted on.
Yeah, he cannot be counted on. Going from Darwin Nunes to in 2022 his biggest rival, and the Messi to his Ronaldo, Haaland. 2-1. 2-1. I can't believe that was the actual debate, man. Like, that was the funniest debate of all times, and I think Darwin Nunes won the Community Shield debate.
Yeah, I think that's when Liverpool fans got super excited and said, okay, this is where, I think in the same Community Shield match is when Haaland missed his sitter and Nunes scored with his head something.
Never
And then
looked
people
back,
are,
bro.
yeah.
He smiled.
I think
He
I
smiled
think we
and he
should
never looked
I
back.
think we should pull out those tweets from Liverpool fans more often. Like they were tweeting on Haaland, like we got the better player.
I think obviously they were
Who is this
overreacting.
maniac robot? I don't know, AI generated
I
freak who's
I
made football insanely boring, FPL insanely boring, everything boring. Yeah, you were
I thought
saying?
AI would take over human jobs, but like by 2030 or 35, but this dude, like I don't know what to say, man.
Abhinav, confirm this if this is
He,
true. I was
Uh-huh.
reading that Liverpool actually didn't want to buy Nunes. Michael Edwards didn't want Nunes at the club because he didn't necessarily offer what like the
Challenge,
Firmino.
challenge to Vamsi to absolutely digress when we've moved on to topic. Absolute challenge.
We'll come back to
What you've
Haaland,
ever
bro.
done.
What is there to talk
With,
about Haaland? Tell me. What is there to
exactly.
talk about this
Okay.
guy?
No,
Moving on.
I think okay. I'll just address that one thing. I guess yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was not a Klopp. It was not a Edwards. But I think by the time we bought Nunes, I think Edwards left the backroom staff and all of that.
Yeah.
So I think he was more of a Klopp buy, and I think that's maybe they were having a lot of differences, Klopp and his coaching staff with the backroom staff. So I think that's why they left. Even Edwards and his replacement as well. He left as well. So it's
Right.
all on Klopp. And I think it's not it doesn't suit the way Liverpool wants to play. But
Cool.
Right. Moving on, Haaland already at 9 goals, higher than Chelsea, Liverpool, Brentford, Brighton, Spurs, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Leicester, and Man United. Um, he's 3 or 4 goals away from Everton's whole goal tally from 2 years, the
from
whole
pre,
of 2 years, the whole
yeah.
2 years that he's been in City. And in 213 appearance, Gabriel Jesus had 73 goals. In 70 appearance, Erling Haaland has 72 goals. Almost going to take him over. Name a bigger upgrade, Abhinav.
I can't. Wait, how can you name bigger upgrades than for AI, man? I mean, AI is the best upgrade you can
Yeah.
get for anything. There's no. Oh my god! I mean, if you
This
look at it, like he missed out on that hat trick of hat tricks, right?
Yeah, just by
Yeah, he
one.
missed out on.
Yeah.
Imagine he has done that. I mean, the word hat trick. I mean, Rashford doesn't have a hat trick in his entire career, man. This guy is just scoring hat tricks for fun. Uh, and how do you even compete with this level of scoring or insanity?
You
There
this
don't.
is
man
nothing else to
versus
be said.
machine at this point, man.
Yeah. Uses weight for the 115 to come. That's all you can do. I mean, I was saying
Yep.
that I need Haaland to go to Madrid. I need all good players to go to Madrid because we don't care. We don't care. Just collect all of the good players and leave Premier League alone because this is unreal, dude. I haven't seen anything like this. Vamsi, have you seen anything like this ever in sport?
Dude, the poster went up, bro. He plays for my arch rival, but I've seen him week in week. It's just unreal. I can't believe fucking Ole made this boy of all. Like he found him, started him at Molde. I'm not gonna drop f bombs, but it's just annoying as hell that a ex-United player, ex-United coach was so heavily involved with a player like this, and he comes to Manchester just the wrong side. So Yeah, I feel like I've seen too much of him now. Like it's just annoying how many goals he scores. He just seems inevitable in every game. Teams have no. It's been 3 seasons, right, that he's been around. Teams have no. Teams haven't figured out a way to stop this guy, and that says a lot.
Relax. Saliba and Gabriel, 0 XG last whole year. Relax, calm. We have
He
we
Yeah,
have
didn't
issues.
score
one
against
game.
If
Chelsea
only,
either.
if only, if only City played Arsenal every game, then he would have 0 goals, and we
Yeah,
would have 0 goals too.
I
Yeah,
think
you said you're
this
saying
is a
something.
moment of,
Tell me. You're
yeah,
bringing
moment
Chelsea
of
into
self,
this?
yeah, moment of self troll. But like, we need to find out the guy who decided like 115 million for Lukaku, 150 million for Haaland. No, 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 we can't spend that. We can't do that.
I mean, was he for 150 million?
Yep, at that time he was being quoted for 150 million, and it was the previous ownership at Chelsea, and they were like, "Nah, we have a better idea. We'll get Lukaku for a cut price, 115 million." I think this is where I regret not having Bolly and Akbali a bit earlier at Chelsea because they would have landed this guy for sure.
I mean,
The
he's
only
also.
time we are
I
good,
feel like Haaland and Alfie Haaland, they had a clear idea of where they wanted to go. Like they had a whole plan structure. They knew they wouldn't have gone to a team with a new ownership, or like they would have gone to an established team, right?
no.
Like
But
that
at
would
that
have been
time,
set.
Chelsea had an established, like at that time we had, it was our previous regime, and he was open
But
to
you
the move.
said
But
you
they were like,
Boli and Akbali would have
yeah,
gone
yeah,
to.
yeah, fair, 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 fair.
Hmm.
but before
Uh,
Dortmund, no way. Dortmund was signing all these like raw gems from like random ass places. Like even Bellingham, dude. Like he knew where he wanted to go to. So
yeah.
Also, I think like
Okay. Go
Vamsi
ahead.
was saying about Ole, I think Ole and Lamsey both they had great talent ID because both of these guys wanted even Caicedo for 5 million at Chelsea and United respectively, and then the club's hierarchy decided we won't buy. So I think letting Ole go was a big mistake for United. They were pretty stable under him. He was way better than Ten Hag.
yeah, and what followed after with that whole Ragnick situation was just that was just not fun.
Yeah, that unfolded badly.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Edison has now provided more assists than Anthony. Vamsi, react.
Both Brazilians that don't start for Brazil, nothing to talk about.
Zero things to talk about. But
Zero things to talk about.
Edison has like been there. Like he is long balls. I was seeing a compilation of how many Haaland or any striker who's played with Edison has missed. He could have had more assists. He could have had like 10, 12 assists in the Premier League, which is a little nuts, right? On top of that, he takes free kicks also. So this is the embodiment of the modern goalkeeper who can, sorry, not free kicks, penalties. I remember him taking the penalty against Real Madrid, and he does take pens, right? And he's pretty
Yeah,
good at it also. The Pep Guardiola said that he's the best penalty taker at City. So
yeah.
I think I'd go to Arham. Do you want a proper ball playing? I know Sanchez. Just this is the wrong week to say this because he actually saved a pen. But do you want, because I feel like all our teams have proper ball playing goalkeepers, but you don't.
Yep, I think they bought Jorgensen for the same purpose, but like they had already made a bad purchase in the form of Robert Sanchez, and to keep his market value intact, they need to play him, start him in at least one of the competitions, so he would be the number one starter. But I think Philip Jorgensen has like very good distribution, and then they have also bought Penders, which is for the future. He's also very good with his feet and also quite tall, like Thibaut reminds of him. But yep, I would die to have one of Ederson or Ellison at Chelsea right now. Like, not even a question. And I was going to say about Ederson, like, this is just the assist because pre assists is not like counted as a big sort of metric. But I think if we look into that, he might have a lot of those when he's just played the ball and there's one touch pass to the forward and it's a goal. There'd be pretty much of those as well. So top guys
I,
like who wouldn't want them
I
in
love
their
how
squad.
you guys are starting players on to keep market values. Like it's Chelsea is a financial institution.
It's the
In the future,
truth
you're
of
gonna
modern
compete
football,
with
dude. Like,
Ernst and Young and Deloitte.
that's
Chelsea.
that's the That's the truth of modern day football. What can we say?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Um.
I wish he went
Okay.
to Saudi. I can't believe that's where the season started with City losing Edison to Saudi.
Yeah. Another Baldy has been talking a lot. This Baldy talks more often, like incites other teams. He plays mind games because his mind is so big, his brain is so big. So Baldy said, all the Premier League teams want us to be sanctioned. Pep Guardiola says that Man City's rival want to see the club punished for alleged breaches of Premier League financial fair play rules. Let's talk about this first. Abhinav, what do you think is going to happen? Is it happening? It's not happening? Anything that you've read?
No, but to Pep Guardiola's point, why wouldn't Premier League teams want them to be sanctioned if they're proven guilty? It's not like if they're not proven guilty, we want them to be sanctioned or done anything. And given Premier League's or City's previous squabbles with law and illegalities and all of that, I think the last two times they've got away with it. I mean, I know it was basically for lack of evidence or for statute of limitations or whatever. They got away with it. And given how recently Premier League also kind of did not, what do you call, I think Leicester City and Everton, they also got the sentences reduced with the profit and sustainability rules. So given how that's going, and given the legal strength which Man City has, the lawyers and all of that, I mean, I think there will be probably some points deduction at best in terms of sanctioning, but I don't think there'll be wholesale changes because the fact, if again this season again City will be winning the league most probably. So if Premier League is going to sanction their 7 times champion out of the last 8 seasons, it's a very bad look for them. I think it'll be a slap on the wrist and then say, okay, don't do this again. They will do it again. They will find a new innovative ways like Chelsea does. But yeah, they'll do it again.
Uh,
See, I'm not the only
Vamsi.
one making everything about Chelsea. At least you have other people doing that too.
Vamsi, why does Baldy talk so much? I feel like whenever he wants to intimidate some other team or something, he'll just go on and praise them and then slap them 5-0.
Oh, dude,
Why is it?
I've seen this like too many times. Before every derby, like, oh, United, look at the physicality. They're amazing. I'm like, sure, bro. I know exactly. He just fucks with you. I feel like Pep Guardiola at this point is just playing with the media. Like, he knows how to handle them inside out. You don't know if it's sarcasm. You don't know if he's like actually meaning it. He doesn't really talk about his players that much. Like, what happened to Calvin Phillips? Like, signed so many good players, doesn't start them, but he doesn't go there. He's just like playing mind games with the media and send them on these goose chases, and then we are talking about it here.
Abhinav, do you remember when last season he like in the end of it he started crying saying that Klopp, we're gonna miss Klopp. Like
No, I think he was doing that for Aguero as well. So all of these are crocodile
Yeah.
tears, man. I think he did that for Aguero. He's very performative. Like he does. I mean, I thought some of those things that he does, like coaching players right after winning 5-0, or talking to that Southampton guy. What's his name? I think he was talking to a
I know
Southampton
what you're talking
defense.
about. Him. Aaron,
Yeah, I
Aaron,
think.
someone
No, I
like
think
that.
yeah. He was talking to some Southampton guy coaching him. Like, why the fuck do you want to coach him? Like, I mean, so I thought all of
He's
these were like,
9 years old in Southampton. He's
yeah,
young.
exactly, yeah. So I thought all of these were some of these were very genuine from him. Like, I thought so, but this guy just performs for cameras. He does all of these things for just sake of so that he gets his
Remember
points across.
when someone asked him about Haaland and how like Haaland is so good and all that, are you
Hmm.
jealous of Haaland, some shit like that? He's like, yeah, I am jealous of Haaland. I want to make everything about me. This is
And actually,
my
you
ego.
exactly. No, you and the thing is, he wants to come off as sarcastic, and he wants everyone to kind of see the sarcasm, but there is a tinge of truth to it, which is not coming out as such. But anyway,
It's like
I
the
don't know.
perfect balance of sarcasm and reality that you can either keep it or you can't say anything about it, but you have to
Mhm.
hear it also. He
Yeah.
satisfies his own. I love it. He's
Mhm.
too smart.
But the best thing was we cannot replace Aguero. Goes on to buy Haaland.
He waited for one goddamn season. Can't replace Aguero. Can't replace, won the league that season, and then goes on to buy Haaland.
Yeah. So let's not say Gabriel Jesus was the replacement, please. He's a winger. Okay?
Mm.
Let's not shit on Gabby, man. Come on.
Wait. One thing I didn't get was Liverpool need more than 90 minutes to win the game. What does that mean?
I don't know, bro.
What does that
I
even
thought you'll
mean?
catch. I thought you'll catch on to that.
Like, wait, is he saying that we are a cup team? Like, we just only win on penalties or some bullshit like that, or what? I mean,
You have to go
Chelsea should
inside his
know.
deep brain. You have to go inside his brain to understand what he said, why he said. You can't. It's impossible.
Okay.
It's high IQ thinking. We are not there
I'll
yet.
pretend I didn't hear that. Abhinav?
Yeah.
Sorry, man. The last three cups or anything we won were against Chelsea, and again, that was an extra time. So,
I can't even count on my fingers the amount of cup finals we have lost in the last 2 or 3 years.
Well,
But this dude tried jinxing it before the UCL final against us as well. Like he was so high on Chelsea's praise. They are so good
this is Bumsy,
with
we
the
remember.
fullback so wide
Full bucks so
with
wide.
James and Chilwell. Yeah.
Very wide and very narrow.
The Berner running in front. Very wide, very narrow.
The guy was the
Oh
guy was
my god.
praising Kai and Werner and I don't know whoever. Like he was trying to jinx it too hard, man. That was not even funny.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of doing an interview with Rio? And firstly, why the fuck is Rio Ferdinand everywhere? Like, how does he reach places right before such important moments and just takes interviews?
Good big guy,
Yeah.
bro. Big guy. Too much influence he
Yeah.
has.
All right, Aram, are you ready for your? I wish this was different, man. I wish Bournemouth had scored the pen. This today would have been
I
much
wish
different, but
I wish I knew you told me you would pull up this graphic. I would have brought a balloon. I swear to God, I would have brought one just for the theatrics.
yeah, that looks good. Did he get the balloon with himself? What is happening here? Does Nkunku
He
carry
keeps
balloons in his pocket or?
and not in his pocket. It's in his like a sock.
Oh, it's in his
He keeps
sock, and
it
then he
for
just blows it.
yeah, yeah. He keeps it for his son. Like he loves balloons, so he does the celebration for his son. Yeah, that's cute.
I
But
like it.
the
I like
win
the
wasn't.
celebration. Very innovative.
Yeah, it's cool. But coming on to the win was very scrappy. I know you were doing the hate watch, and so were the United fans. Didn't turn out really well for you guys, but like not really happy with the way we won. But 3 points are 3 points at the end of the day. It was more to do
It
with the international break, not having any fit midfielders or right backs. So I know it. I knew it would be a tough ground. Like the Vitality Stadium isn't really a very easy ground to play at. But then again, with no proper fullback, right back, sorry, and not having a proper midfield, like Caicedo was our only fit right back and holding midfielder, like or midfielder at all. So this dude, which is Calafiori region, Renato Vega, he played in the midfield. But talk about Roberto Sanchez, man, what a performance! Him and
you think
Sancho were like, he's
he's
him.
now a
No,
starter this season, 100%.
I mean he already is, and yeah, unless he drops like 2 to 3 stinkers consecutively, or if he gets injured, I don't think Jorgensen gets into the first team in Premier League. But he is like the starting goalkeeper in the Conference League, so I think it's good to have for like the tournament playing in the Conference League this season. Like we can have two different lineups for the tournaments and get confidence for the players. But let's just talk about the game, man, because Sancho, I don't know
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna
how
get
long
on
he'd
that.
be
Then
this good, but
yeah,
yeah,
let's get on to that. I have Vamsi's notes from yesterday. He pulled up a notebook and he wrote right before the game Sancho mistakes, minute and mistakes, but unfortunately he wasn't able to fill anything up. Um, Vamsi,
look
thoughts
at how
on your
happy
Dude,
look
okay.
at how happy the dude is at his boyhood club, like the club he adored, man.
He knows
Things you love to
Maresca
see.
from the city days, yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
I
he
think
made the
that statement.
most ordinary pass to
I
Nkunku,
think
by the
that
way.
I think also like coming back to the statement, it's very misunderstood. Like he didn't say he knew Maresca from like in person. He knew that Maresca was at City and that like everyone watches City, right?
Don't
So and
say that.
Maresca
Don't
was
say that. He said from my time at City. He said that.
Yeah.
Let's be
no, no,
fair.
no. He didn't say that from my time in City. He
He
said
said
that I
he
know
said that
Maresca from his time at City. You need to pull up the statement, man. But
from his
anyways,
time
like
at
man of
City.
the hour, Jadon Sancho.
Dude, he made the
Like,
most ordinary pass around. Do you think no other player could make that pass to Nkunku? That goal was all Nkunku, by the way. The three
bro,
people
it
on him, what a
isn't.
finish.
It
But
isn't. It isn't even about the assist, man. The entire performance. Nirav was watching the game, so if you don't want to take my word, like he was the game changer. The way he was. I mean, I could be hyping him a bit too much from Modric PTSD, but so Nirav could have like a balanced take, which wouldn't be as biased as man. But he changed the game, man. When he came in from the left, I think he
He did. He was
even
sparky.
won.
He had spark.
He was tracking back. He won the ball one or two times. He was making like linking up with the other players. I think the pass that he made for Kukureya before that, which should have been a goal earlier, that was like a better pass than this one. And the way just he was linking up, the effort, he was everywhere, and that was what I liked about. Like I heard about him not being a very good worker off the ball, but he was like doing everything that you would want a modern day winger to do. But again, like I mentioned in our group chat yesterday, the issue with Sancho always has been consistency. So let's see if he lives up to that. But
Yeah.
the performance yesterday
Yeah,
was
I
top
think he
top.
runs on adrenaline and dopamine, and I think just making a debut for Chelsea probably was that. And when the shit gets going, like Pumpsy can describe better, bro. Do you think it was a mistake letting Sancho go for that cheap?
no, dude. In a flip side, I feel like they're going to finish above 14 and he's going to be back in United. That's what I feel.
They're gonna finish.
But knowing
No,
United, I know this is going to happen. Like,
no.
okay,
That's impossible.
what is considered a good season for Jadon Sancho? Aram, in your Chelsea expectation, GA like forget changing matches, whatever. What's a good output at the end of the season if you were to keep Sancho? Let's establish
I
that.
think first, I think a better metric would be if he becomes the starting, like the first name into the lineup that this is the guy that would start left wing for Chelsea in Premier League. I think if it comes to that point that he is the go-to guy, then we'll sign him. If he's the guy that, and then obviously there's an obligation, so it's not entirely in
If he
our hands.
solves
But
problems, like in the, even coming on, if he solves some problems, then that's good
and
enough.
I think the biggest thing
For
is that he
25,
helps
30
us
million.
cut. Yeah, he helps us cut the losses on Modric. Like if he nails that spot for him, that would be like in general great for Chelsea and great for him as well because and I think right now um he has everything to lose, so he has to perform. Like right at United he had this excuse that oh the culture isn't right and everything's not working and I have issues with Ten Hag. Now this is the move that he wanted. This is where he is being played where he wants and so this is his time to shine. Like and I think he would thrive of that.
Everybody talks about his how Ten Hag treated him. He was not even Ten Hag signing, TBH. He's played before Ten Hag, like he's played a lot of games before Ten Hag was there. And the best moment was against Abhinav will remember against Liverpool, where Bruno is showing where he has to score. Right? I think that's the best moment I have seen Jadon Sancho in the Premier League. I can't count two or three more, and that's a problem because he's played over 100, like about 100 games now.
You should watch yesterday's game. That was his best in Premier League, and I think you would need to watch the game to agree with me on that, but I think you will.
But I
Okay,
mean, I
okay,
don't
And
like
know.
expectation wise, just you're saying like he has to nail down a starting spot, and Pedro Neto by default means he won't start on the left wing, right? Like,
I think Pedro Neto's natural position is right
I
wing.
mean, Sancho can.
I think Noni would drop down if Sancho nails that spot. Neto would take the right wing, and then Palmer's already playing down the middle,
The
number
Mandem.
10 role.
How does the Mandem drop, bro? Mandem
I
drops,
think
then the whole Mandem drops, bro. Like we can't be having that. Man's not hot.
I think I think he is a good player, and especially last season under Pochettino, his work rate really improved and started playing good for the team, and he has shown this at this season. But I think again we have Estevao Willian coming in, Kendry Paz, and I rate them really highly above Nani. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nani is flipped for some profit. come at the next season. Spurs were interested. There has been a lot of Premier League interest. If we can get like 50, 55 odd million for him next season, I think Chelsea wouldn't hesitate in selling him.
All right. Yeah. Time will tell, bro, if it was a mistake to let Sancho go, or if I mean, if it's a really good buy because the price is really good and the player has potential. So we'll see. Next meme. This is purely for Arham, bro. What is the scene with Anthony Taylor and Chelsea, bro? Can you please explain to us?
How do I even start, man? Like this guy is I don't want to f bomb, but this guy I have nothing other than the f word for him. Like he's a disgrace to football in general, and against Chelsea, I don't know what his agenda is and where it started. Whether he was a boyhood Arsenal fan and Didier Drogba and all the other guys were like shitting on him in finals. I don't know what's his issue, but like he shouldn't be allowed
Hey,
to
like,
referee.
can you not bring Arsenal in every single time and every single thing?
I'm just like saying for just to make a point. Like I'm saying I don't know what the issue is. I'm saying any XYZ example, but he shouldn't be allowed to referee a Chelsea game. And then in general, he shouldn't be allowed to referee in any Premier League game or any game at all. Like not even in Championship, dude. If you watch yesterday's game, this guy, I don't know what he was doing. Like, have you ever seen both the managers like saying we don't want to make a comment about the ref? Like, I honestly at this point don't know whether he's just a terrible referee in general or does he do that only in Chelsea games because I haven't seen him a lot in non-Chelsea games, so I wouldn't make that statement. But dude has been like hilarious in our games, and I was bringing Arsenal in because his worst performance by far against us was, I think it was the FA Cup final when he was awarding you guys penalties for nothing, and then wasn't giving penalties in the other box, and then gave a red card as well. I think it was Kovacic
Yeah,
for winning the ball. He
I think
gave
we
a red
had.
card.
Yeah. I do remember that. I do remember that. But we won the FA Cup for that, so we don't care. Uh, and
So
I don't know,
yeah, but
Vamsi, have
like
you guys faced the wrath of Anthony Taylor in one of your team games?
Dude,
Do you
that
have
I
any other referees?
dude, Abhinav, I want to say something. That United game, United Liverpool game, every time
oh
Casemiro wanted to play a pass, like Anthony Taylor, Nirav, I've been telling
He
you
would
this like over and over, right?
jumped in front.
We shouldn't have a non-playing uh, person on the football field because the spaces are too tight already. Everyone wants to play a high line, especially the
Mhm.
top teams. If there is no space in that midfield, why do you need a non-playing guy? We are the only sport that allows it. American football doesn't allow it. Rugby doesn't allow it. Basketball doesn't allow it. I mean, they're on the opposite side. I don't know why this guy's in the middle of everything. So still a proponent for it, but VAR is not helping itself with whatever VAR is doing. But this season, I've seen referees be too trigger happy in every game, especially with the whole rule changes that only the captain should come, the whole restart delays, which is
Mhm.
ridiculous. Rice got it. I saw Saliba got the yellow today.
Exactly. And if Rice got the yellow for hindering the restart, why didn't Szoboszlai get a red card? I'm saying this as a
yeah,
Liverpool fan, right? Why didn't Szoboszlai get a red card yesterday, especially when he was blocking the play? And that was
Why didn't
more,
João Pedro get against
yeah,
Arsenal? He kicked the ball away like somewhere. Yeah.
exactly.
There was
I
some
think
really
Anthony,
horrible ass reason which they gave, which didn't make any sense. Yeah.
yeah.
You see?
even yesterday, like I just saw the tweet. Colville won the ball, and he was like, "Okay, you won the ball. That's a yellow for you because I'm just trigger happy by giving cards against Chelsea players."
Yeah.
Yep.
He made
I
I think
I
he broke his own record like yesterday. Like, oh, I'm going to break my own record of giving the most yellow cards in the game, so that I have the record for the
yeah.
next 5 years or so as well.
You know how policemen and traffic police have these things that you have to reach a certain level of traffic fines that you have to give in order to like get so
Yeah,
much amount of money or whatever. I think referees have that for yellow cards. That's why today racked up so many yellow cards. It's just yellow cards are like a fun thing now to give. Easy for any small
yeah.
little inconvenience, you will give a yellow card. Makes life exciting in the Premier League because anyway the robot and AI has made life boring. Why not?
Like
But they will
do,
never give
yesterday,
Man City yellow
yesterday,
cards, which is fun.
yesterday when we had to waste time at the end, I had a paper and pencil. I was seeing like which player can waste time and get a yellow card right now because everyone was on the pitch was already on a yellow, so they were like the two or three subs that didn't have.
Wasting
Sancho
time
came
against
on in the second
Bournemouth
half, and
is not looking good, bro, for you.
I already said it was a scrappy win, man.
Do
Okay,
you
going to Chelsea fans'
one more
favorite
thing?
topics. Yeah.
I wanna. Do you think like after how much pressure there was on referees last season, that this season they're like we're gonna like put the players like on skates so that there's not that much pressure on the referees anymore. I feel like they're trying to control the games more, and that's why all this stuff is happening.
But that is going to go against their entire principle of
Backfire
a free
against
flow.
them.
Yeah, the free flowing game, or that bullshit that they say, right? I think they wanted, the reason why they didn't want VR in the first place was because it was interrupting with the flow of the game, and they wanted to be, because they thought we are the ones who are protecting the integrity and the beautifulness of football by not interrupting so much. But if they are being so restrictive and they are going to keep giving 14 yellow cards in one game, how are they kind of even controlling the game? So I think they're just basically making up these rule changes and they're complicating it for themselves. I mean, they are just not helping themselves at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you have non-football players trying to officiate a football game, right?
Yeah,
So everything becomes subjective.
Yeah.
no, for sure.
All right, moving on. Adam, this is for you. Your favorite Chelsea topic: Boli versus Ekbali. Which side are you on, bro? Uh,
I
are
don't
you
think I
team
have made
Boli
up.
or are you team Ekbali?
I don't think I'm on any side of
Your
this
mind yet?
spectrum. I think it just no, I haven't made up my mind yet, and I think like it isn't good for the club, especially the public PR part that both the guys are going in. It doesn't look good for the club, and it isn't like them being very honest to their work. If even if they have these issues, they need to sort these out backdoor, and there would should just be one statement, like whatever, however way it ends. So the public PR wars, I think it
But
shouldn't
it's
happen
not
in the
fun,
first place.
right?
The rival fans are having. It's not fun, man. It's not fun right
A
now.
lot of fun.
They're just like it is a lot of fun for the rival fans, but even between the fan
It's
base, like
amazing.
I
It's
would
hilarious. It's lovely
tell
because
you, like their opinions are shaping up. Someone wants Boli, someone wants Akbali. Like me at this point, I just want a bit of stability. Like I don't even get transfer dopamine anymore. Like, would you believe that? I get transfer
that
dopamine
is
when we
how
sell a player.
Chelsea
When
is.
we sell a player.
So,
You heard
When
it first on
when
TBS.
when
so
when the Gallagher deal like stalled, I was like saying like I should ride that plane and leave him to Atletico Madrid at this point.
That's funny.
Although I love Gallagher, like
so Chelsea
great dude.
have been like the two owners have been separately feeding parts of the media. Like I think someone's feeding someone's feeding someone information, and they're trying to like.
Did you
So
did
this
you read
the
that
funny
part
thing is
that
like
four
this
four three
this
the 4-4-3 formation was actually
yeah. So
Akbali and not Bowley?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, because like earlier when this thing came out, let me just read out the team first. There are some doubts on the Bowley side as to whether Iqbali carries enough football knowledge to be such a pivotal figure. He was pitching tactics to Thomas Tuchel using a novel 4-4-3 formation. I mean, earlier we thought that Bowley was the person who was doing this, but it turns out now that Iqbali, but this could also be a Bowley brief, right? So, clearly essentially people are thinking don't know much about football. So yeah, Chelsea is funny. They just keep on giving. I hope they keep on giving this whole season something interesting or the other. And my hot take that Boli is gonna uninvest comes true. That would be amazing. That would be fun.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like he's just
Yeah,
gonna go invest in Brighton after this.
I think that would be the end game like of this story that either one of the parties would get a handsome sum so that they can go and invest and start afresh at another big club.
yeah, the last line is amazing. And Chelsea point blank deny it even ever happened. Yet it made a pretty significant impact on Tuchel, who was surely not hallucinating what he saw and heard.
Yeah, I
Who
read
knows,
this
man?
article.
Tuchel is right now in Kerala doing meditation. Maybe he's doing natural hallucination. Who knows? Um,
Oh my
all right,
god.
the North London derby, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Set piece FC is back again. It's like Tony Pulis, whatever you want to call it. We are always there. Um, Basically, not having Rice and Odegaard is probably like if you had to ask me three players who definitely have to start for Arsenal every game and replacing them is hard. It's going
Rice,
to be Rice,
Odegaard, and Saliba.
Odegaard, and Saliba. 100%. These three. Even Saka, we can sort of do without. I mean, it's obviously reduces the quality, but with having Sterling, Martinelli, Trossard, we have cover there. Jesus, we have cover there. But Rice and Odegaard, no way. Our most creative player, our most press resistant midfielder, and obviously not having Saliba is like a really bad deal, as we've seen in title races there. So how we handle this is good. 4-4-2, man marking, absolutely like playing Tony Pulis style. We don't care. We are gonna get the win anyway. Set piece FC, we're gonna score set pieces. Tottenham historically horrible at set pieces. Ange, who said that he doesn't think set piece is a problem because he doesn't think anything is a problem. So yeah, so I
He's got a
mean,
big mouth.
this was an if I had to guess 3 out of 3 times what the score before, like with all the narratives and context surrounding this game, I would have guessed the 1-0 Arsenal win with a Gabriel header. Like I would have guessed that at least twice out of the 3 times because that seemed like the most likely thing, and that's exactly what happened. So overall, really happy with it, man. Really happy with how things went. Um, Lot
I
of.
didn't watch the game, but
Mhm.
like I sort of made the same prediction in our WhatsApp chat that Arsenal would park the bus and hope for like one goal out of anywhere. It would be a 1-0 to Arsenal. And at that point, you weren't very optimistic of an Arsenal win.
Well, I mean, like I think I mean, if we had to get a win out of this is the only way. So, I mean, it
Mm,
it
yeah.
kind of ties on to this tweet right here by Opta analyst that Arsenal completed 96 passes in the first half against Tottenham, fewest they have competed in the first half of Premier League since we started being good 2 years ago. Um, and obviously, as the North London derby suggests, there are going to be insane amount of yellow cards and red cards or whatever. So that there were like 7 in the first half, which is a joint most in a first half of a Premier League game in recorded history. Abhinav, do you think Arsenal versus Tottenham is the fiercest derby right now in the Premier League?
Right now, yes. Right now, I think basically, the two clubs are in different trajectories right now. Tottenham literally trying to kind of have some sort of identity. Big Ange going and claiming that he's going to win things in second season or something. So they're trying to kind of have that identity, and then I think they're playing catch up with Arsenal. So, and given everything that's happened in the last couple of years or so, there's a lot riding on these games generally. But again, I think in this particular game, I could see that both teams would be cagey from the start, and that's basically what's being shown as well. Um, Tottenham definitely didn't want to lose this game for sure. Arsenal are just going to sit back and wait for that one opportunity to kind of punish them. So in that sense, I think this was a good, what do you call, a good old Premier League Barclays game, right? I think where you can just see that neither team wanted to give anything up. And whoever blinks first is going to lose. So I think yellow cards and all of these disciplinary things are going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. What do you agree with this, Vamsi? Not United City, not United Liverpool, but Arsenal Tottenham is the premium fixture now in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, certainly looked like it today, like with the stadium and like the whole build up and everything. I mean, we've been really shit against Liverpool, so that doesn't really help. Maybe a United derby in a final, like a Manchester derby in a final. I think conceivably only maybe bigger, but otherwise, yeah, NLD is up there.
And he's up there, right? Arham, do you think Chelsea has any rivals at this point, or like Bournemouth, Brighton? Brighton is a big rival for Chelsea, right? Is
Nah,
it?
I think like we don't have any rivals in London currently because it is blue and we are with our shiny European trophies. I think like, but even you are talking about two serial losers, bottlers.
Hmm.
Like the only game where if it was possible for both teams to lose, both would, and they would bottle the game. Like if it's a cup final or something, especially in that game, I think it would just go on an infinite streak of penalties or something, and both teams would be like, we aren't winning. So definitely not agree with the take that North London Derby is the biggest right now. I think in terms of people fighting and arguing and the atmosphere and between the fans, all right. But if you look at the caliber of the clubs, I think both clubs haven't won or achieved anything big off later recently. And going back to Abhinav, I think a lot has been made of that Big Ange statement. He doesn't have anything to lose making that statement. Like if he doesn't win anything, he just goes out to Spurs and say like it was just Spurs. Even Conte and Mourinho, serious winners didn't win anything. So who am I? He doesn't have anything to lose making that statement. He likes to talk, and it was like basically like nothing goes against him, even if that statement doesn't work out.
No, I think I'm not finding fault with that statement in general. I
Is
mean,
it?
yes, it's a no, it's a general thing. I mean, I think probably it's a very normal thing to say, especially once you settle down with the team and all of that. But I think Tottenham have been very, I don't know, I think that they
Abysmal
desperately
is the
need to
word.
win. Yeah, abysmal. Yes, they definitely need to win something, man. I mean, I think Premier League and Champions League and all of those Europa League, even I think these things are kind of out of their grasp. At least they need to concentrate on some Carabao Cup or FA Cup or something to at least to say that okay, we exist, we can win some things, and then maybe kick on from there. And I don't know why they're not doing that.
Well,
Because
yeah.
they're Spurs.
Because they're Spurs. Yeah. No.
Dude, I honestly
Just
think
responding to our.
they were good today. I was looking at the momentum chart, Nirav, same from that Opta and
Hmm.
this, and they had really good phases in the game. I mean, the fact that
Of
they
course,
didn't,
you're gonna see
yeah.
momentum chart in the sense that like they kept a lot of possession, but that is the pattern, right? Like I felt like before this game, the worst thing that could have happened to Tottenham today was if they played well and they didn't convert the chances, because then it's a pattern. It becomes a pattern, right? Like if they would have
Hmm?
been slapped by Arsenal 3-0, it would have been bad, but like now you know for a fact that Ange Ball has a pattern. You sit back, you let them like dance as much as you want, and they will give you chances. That's the scene. That's the scene
I
with
think
them.
it's also like
And
and it is an institutional thing now at Spurs, and also like it might be an unpopular opinion, but I think the brand of football that he's trying to play is totally opposite to the brand of players that he has. These players are tailor made for football that's being played on transitions and counter-attacking sort of play, and then playing this high a line, and he just leaves it so vulnerable at the
but
back.
he
So
bought the almost the whole team now is his team. So the kind of players he bought are for his style, right?
then I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Because certainly on the pitch you can see those players like aren't adjusting to the style. They are screaming for transitional play football.
Sure, but I generally thought that their patterns were pretty. They play well.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, it
good
is there. It
game
is
players.
there.
Yeah.
They were playing like Burnley region today, so sort of they had to play well against a team like that that's just sitting back, allowing them to
Hmm.
play the kind of football that they want to play.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, they didn't
No.
win at the end of the day, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, ties down to my next question. As a team who sat back, is this the way to win? Like, is this the tool which every title-winning team should have? Oh, where are we?
Sure, I would agree. That's how we won all our titles. You
Yeah,
need
that's
to
how Chelsea
grind.
won everything, not just the titles, but also
You
yeah.
need to.
Coming to this tweet right here, Mikel Arteta will take over as leader of Afghanistan after terrorist performance at Arsenal. Taliban fully convinced, contracts to be signed, and here we go soon. Boom. Abhinav, do you think that this sort of play, four CBs, deep blocks, set piece, is a tool which every team should have? I know that Liverpool
Yeah,
historically with Klopp are not absolutely they don't
exactly.
have this. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. I think you need to know what you have and you don't have, right? I think especially when two of your starting midfielders are injured and you don't have the defense and you can't, when your backs are to your wall and when you're facing a North London derby away from home, this is how you want to play. This is how you have to play to win titles and to get points. Because if you always want to play this attacking, free-flowing football and be this gig-pressing team, it's not going to work against Tony Pulis or even against Nottingham Forest. That like I saw last week, this weekend. So sometimes when things are, you need to kind of take stock of where your team is and what your deficiencies are, and then just kind of go for it. I mean, see, at the worst case scenario, I think probably Arsenal would have gotten maybe 1 point, but I think they kind of bet on that and they won that bet. They said, okay, fine, we're going to sit back. We're not going to kind of make any errors going forward, and we are going to kind of capitalize on that one chance that we get, and they did that. And Klopp has Klopp doesn't or never has, or I can count on my one hand. He never has those, away victories where you can just go there, snatch and grab job again against United. We've kind of given way too much respect for United, even when they're floundering. Way too respect for Everton, given the historical nature of those games. He never had that in his arsenal, right? So
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
dude,
fair. I agree with
Nirav,
you.
to this, right? Like, what else could have Arteta done today without
yeah,
Odegaard
exactly.
and Rice?
I mean, there were a lot of Arsenal fans, that when shit goes wrong, they come up with solutions on their own, thinking that they're IQ geniuses. But there were a lot of like ideas being thrown around, playing Saka in that Odegaard role, having the same sort of structure that we usually have, like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, a 3-5-2 or whatever in build up. But like the obvious thing was to do this, and I'm this is the question. Like I mean, teams do differently. Teams do things differently. Like I feel like Klopp would have done things differently if he would have lost his most creative player and midfielder. He wouldn't have set up like a lot of. It depends on manager to manager. I'm not sure. Ten Hag always sets up like that, so it's a it's difference.
Yeah, I think he got it spot on. Playing against your biggest.
Hmm.
See, for me, them getting a result today against Tottenham was very important away because they play City
Hmm.
next and they're three
Hmm.
points different, right?
Hmm.
Losing a game today and going to that City game next would have been
Hmm.
impossible. So it was spot on for Arteta to not complicate this and bet on what, and it suits the Raya game. He's used to this at Brentford, and he has the like Timber was amazing today. Didn't take any chances with Zinchenko trying to control the game.
Hmm.
I thought it would hurt them if it was not Solanke or anybody else. If it was anybody else, Arsenal would have been hurt today. But Solanke was just not it today, and they always bet on this, and they got that set piece. Like, where was Vicario in that set piece? He was like struggling to even stand there.
It's always the case, right? Like, and
Yeah,
they Tottenham fans have already started putting up videos of like Ben White and all these people like pushing Vicario or something. There's a foul there. There's a foul here, but like that's what it is. Vicario is a horrible keeper when he has to come and claim something. He's a horrible keeper at that. He's good at things, but he's nowhere near how hyped he was when he came to Tottenham. The first 10 games, all of them players, all of the players they had. I thought the best player they had was today was from Tottenham side. Van de Ven was really good. Like comes back, runs in, tackles, goes ahead, picks a header, can win headers, can do everything. So
yeah.
yeah, he was really good. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with this setup that Arteta does, and I feel like next week is the same. Next week we're gonna have a similar situation with Declan Rice coming back. Hopefully, should be good. All right, guys, wrapping up the tweet review. Hope this was fun. Um, Before we go, next week is a big, huge game, Man City versus Arsenal. I like to take all of your predictions for the game. Let's start with Arham. Man City Arsenal, bro. Go.
I think 2-1 City.
2-1 City. All right. Mumsy. It's at Etihad. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 City. Uh,
hmm.
I think Haaland and De Bruyne on the score sheet.
Mm-hmm. Abhinav.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-0 City. Haaland's going to score a couple of more. I
Whoa.
mean, very cliched predictions, I guess, at this point with Haaland, but it's going to be 3-0. I think whatever Arsenal has done today is enough for Spurs, but I don't think it'll be enough for City. And, Rice will
Unpopular
be
opinion,
back.
but I don't think Haaland is going to be on the score sheet. City will need to find solutions elsewhere, but they will.
Yeah. Saliba and Gabriel have Haaland's number.
Not
They can
Saliba
do.
and Gabriel. The entire back four would be on Haaland,
Yeah.
so they need
It's
to
not
find
even
spaces
about
on the
on
wings.
Haaland.
And
Like I mean, like historically, if you want to check stats, last year 2 games, 180 minutes, 0 XG. That's not an easy thing to
Yeah,
achieve with
fair.
against Haaland. I think Arsenal can do it. So yeah, my prediction is going to be it's a nil-nil. It's a nil-nil. That's what
Fair.
Arteta terrace ball. Here we go. All right, boys. Thanks for joining in. This is the tweet review, and we'll see you again next week.
Yep.
Thanks,
See
Matt.
you.
All right.
Cheers.